Hello.
Hello.
What's up, everybody? Back with another episode of Peep Game TV. This is episode 9. Today we are talking about the Dakota Access Pipeline. Here with a couple protesters. We're going to go down the line and let you guys introduce yourselves.
Sure. I'm Lindsay Speer. I'm with Neighbors of the Onondaga Nation.
I'm Jeanne, Shenandoah. I am part of Onondaga Nation.
Awhenjiosta Myers from the Onondaga Nation.
Cool. Thank you guys for joining us. So for those who aren't aware, who haven't been paying attention to the news, can one of you just briefly describe what the Dakota Access Pipeline and what the issue is and what you guys are protesting?
But we're not protesters, we're protectors.
Okay.
Put that first issue straight. What it is protecting water from potential toxic spill of waste of oil products into the water. It's situated in North Dakota, and if there were some kind of they drilled under the river,
right,
and if there were some kind of a spill, it would affect millions of people downstream that rely on this water for their drinking and household water. But even beyond that, it's on behalf of people all over the world, because there are so many extreme water situations that people are experiencing, and so the call came up, so the spirit and the energy is there to protect the water on Earth. We can't live without water.
Right.
Water is life.
And yeah, like as you mentioned, you look at even Flint, Michigan,
yes,
that situation. What do you think the root of the problem is? Like water, there's third world countries that die and kill for access, and we're blessed and privileged to have access to clean water. Why do you think we're taking it for granted? Why is that? Money? Is it power? What do you think the root of the problem is?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of greed, money, power, disrespect, disregard. It's a long tale to tell. Yeah, and true, it's been happening and it is happening to people all over the world.
One of the challenges is that our environmental laws really don't cover the oil and gas industry well. This pipeline went in with very minimal oversight, regulatory oversight. In fact, the Army Corps of Engineers were some of the first permits they had to actually get. So, and there's an ongoing issue about what consultation looks like, or when it really should be consent. The international standard for any project affecting indigenous people's lands is free, prior, and informed consent. And in the United States, they just go with this consultation of coming to say, hi, we're going to do this on your land.
Yeah, call it eminent domain. Because originally the path of this pipeline was not through native territory also. You have to look at that, on the part of the blatant racism that's happening around there. The people near Bismarck, North Dakota did not want that pipeline on their land, so they moved it over to the reservation. That plays a large part also.
And this is the Standing Rock Sioux tribe that...
Yes.
There was a meeting the other night with the tribal leaders and the head general from the Army Corps of Engineers, and that was a major question, was why is it that when the people of Bismarck said no to the pipeline, it was moved over to the Standing Rock Sioux Nation, which would cross the Missouri River, which would contaminate water for millions and millions of people. And they asked, why is it that when their people, the native people, said no to the pipeline, just as the people in Bismarck did, why were they shot with rubber bullets? Why were they tased? Why were they beaten with batons? Why were they incarcerated? Why were they humiliated? Why were they degraded? And what is the answer? Because they're still, along with this huge stand to protect the water, there's a lot of human rights being broken. There's people being violated. There's people being there's still people in jail who were arrested. October 27th, you know, it's just like, it's ongoing. So I'm really glad that the UN actually went in and did a report, and I read that last night. You know, and there is grounds against the Dakota Access Pipeline to stand up for the human rights, for the land, especially when there's a global agreement to stop the use of fossil fuels, to cut back on gas, to cut back on oil, to cut back on coal. There's a global agreement to protect this earth because we're already living with so much damage.
Right. And where does it stand now? You said you read something last night. I know there have been clashes with police and people. And is it at a standstill right now?
At the moment, they have been told, the Dakota Access Pipeline has been told to stop, to halt. But they feel that they have the right to just do as they please, to keep moving forward. They laid down the drill, they put down the drill pad, but there are monitors watching them. They said that they cannot drill any further than 200 feet. If they go into core land, they can be arrested for doing so. So they are really watching them. The world is watching, which is great. It's amazing. Yeah. We organized this march to bring awareness to the violence that was being inflicted on these people who were standing unarmed in peaceful prayer, standing up for their land, standing up for water, and not just for themselves, but for pretty much the entire country. Because if you look at the Missouri River, it connects to the Mississippi River, it connects to the Gulf, and it just goes beyond just this little tiny sacred lake, the Oahe Lake, that they're, you know, the Standing Rock Sioux are trying to protect, but also trying to protect this water for so many people, and not just for today, for generations.
Right.
You know, for years and years beyond our lifetime, we are trying to protect this water.
Right. And you touched on the rally that happened last weekend. How did that come about? You guys were organizers.
It came together with a lot of people just wanting to get this word out. There were several people, you know, a lot of people in the Onondaga Nation community, surrounding communities. They came together with the same mindset that we need to bring awareness to what is happening in North Dakota. We need to come unified. We need to come peaceful. We need to come in here. And so, you know, it began with meetings, it began with emails and group messages, and a lot of really great people stepped up and donated a great portion of their time, a great portion of their knowledge to put this march together. And it wouldn't have happened really if we didn't get the assistance of the police department here in Syracuse, and they were really supportive of helping our march.
Yeah, it really draws a very strong contrast between the way that people in North Dakota are being treated by North Dakota law enforcement and the relations we have with local law enforcement here. The city of Syracuse deserves great thanks for doing the right thing and allowing the march and helping us stay peaceful.
And also, what was good is that the media was here, that people are finally listening, because this has been going on for a while. And we were only sharing information mainly through social media. And that's how the word spread. And the rest, newspapers and televisions and all the big networks were ignoring us. Not that they weren't notified or told, they were ignoring us.
Really?
And finally it's opened up. You know, so we're seeing more things to a wider audience. Previous to that was mainly social media and mouth to mouth. You know, this action's been going on since springtime.
And besides media, have you guys experienced any negative response or feedback, or has the response mostly been positive from the people you've interacted with?
I don't know of any, not in this area. Maybe a little slight bit, but that's always been there.
Okay.
We recently traveled out there to the Standing Rock Sioux Nation, and we went into the Ocheti-Sakoan camp. We took donations that we had been gathering for months. We had also done a Water is Life benefit concert for Standing Rock, so we were we had a large amount of stuff to take there. We had winter jackets and boots and gloves and sleeping bags and blankets and food and monetary donations. So, you know, going out there, we took a good group of people that, you know, went to help drive, went to help make sure we could move the donations, because there was a lot of
stuff.
Yeah, so we went and we camped in the camp with the people, and it was really, really moving feeling. It was just really amazing to see the unity, to see the strength of everyone still in that camp. People that have been there since April 1st. Wow. People that have been there for 3 months. People that have been there for 2 weeks. People that have, everybody was just there
whole
working
families
together. Whole families, children, you know, grandmothers, grandfathers. It was just like a really amazing feeling to be there. And it was an even better feeling to be able to give and support this camp and these people.
And we see like the likes of celebrities are even joining, like Shailene Woodley and Leonardo DiCaprio. Why do you think this issue in particular has struck a chord with so many people, like nationwide and worldwide?
I think part of it is because it's been almost impossible to get the news out, you know, to get the word out, and with them being celebrities and well-known people, it's helped very much to get the word out, because now, as opposed to in the past, it was only like Facebook, and now the word is out all over the world. The whole world is watching what's happening. The whole world is supporting.
And I think people understand the implications of this issue. We have a very long history in the United States in the way we've dealt with indigenous peoples. And you know, this is an opportunity to do the right thing for once. And we'll see if our government does that.
So we talked about the rally on Saturday. If someone wants to get involved or help out, is there any way they could do that? How would they do that?
There's a couple websites that we've been suggesting, and it'll go directly to the camp. There's the Awhenjiosta.org, where you can send monetary donations. There's also the Water Protectors Legal Collective that you can also send money to, that is assisting the people that have been incarcerated, people that have had their cars impounded, people that are still having to deal with legal fees, you know, within this whole movement.
Awesome.
And I was going to say, you know, there's a lot of water issues happening here locally too.
Right.
So I encourage people to pay attention to the Onondaga Nation's website, and Neighbors of the Onondaga Nation has a newsletter that people can sign up for to be kept up to date.
Awesome. Like I said, if you care about Flint, Michigan, you should care about this. This is clean water is something we are privileged to have, and we shouldn't take it for granted.
Well, we also live the example here as well. You know, the Onondaga Nation, the Onondaga Lake.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's toxic.
Right.
We can't eat fish. We can't even, you know, go in the water.
Right.
The Onondaga Creek is now contaminated. We live with toxic water. We live with contaminated water. So we are living in the example of what can happen, what has happened due to, you know, the industries of greed, money, oil.
Right.
And so, you know, we really have a strong connection. All humans should have a strong connection to this. We all need water.
Right.
We all need water. It's not something like, oh, you know, we'll be good for a couple years. No, we won't. We're not even good for a couple days without water.
Yeah.
We all need water.
And prevention is always easier than going back and.
Oh yes, for sure.
So,
Yes.
I mean, you see that with Onondaga Lake. You know,
Right.
there is no going back.
Exactly.
You know, no matter what they do out there, it's limited to what they can actually clean up.
Right. So I'll drop these websites in the comments if you'd like to join, if you'd like to help out. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for all the work that you've been doing. And that's a wrap for episode 9 Peep King TV. Until next time.
Wow, that